Welcome back to Houston Life. Taking care of loved ones as they get older is a selfless act. It can also be tough and take a toll on any family. AARP Texas recognizes that and has resources to ensure caregivers in our community never feel alone in their journey. Joining us with a closer look at the help they provide, Jennifer Wandrey, Associate State Director of Outreach and Advocacy for AARP Texas. Jennifer, welcome to you. It's nice to have you on Houston Life.
Thank you so much for having me here.
We were just chatting during the break. A lot of caregivers out there, and there are 48 million Americans. That is a staggering percentage of Americans. 48 million of them. They're actually an unpaid caregiver for a family member. But you were telling me during the break, a lot of folks who are caregivers don't even realize they are.
Correct. There's so many people that don't even realize they're caregivers. You might be helping your parents with paperwork or just helping them schedule their medical appointments, but that is a form of caregiving for sure.
So someone doesn't necessarily have to live under your roof for you to qualify as a caregiver.
Correct. So yeah, we think the holiday time is a great time to have those conversations when it comes to caregiving.
Okay, so that's interesting. A lot of people might think it's the holidays, I want to keep things light, I don't want to get too serious. Why do you think it's a good time to talk about caregiving?
Well, because your family's there, everybody's there, so whoever you consider as part of your team, like we like to say, you can have those conversations and start having that discussion, whatever it might look like.
Yeah, that's a good point. Everyone's together, so why not start that conversation? AARP has something called the Prepare to Care Guide, essentially underscoring the importance of starting these conversations early.
Yeah, so there's quite a few steps that you can take as you start to care for someone. The Prepare to Care Guide offers that. It's completely free. Anybody can download it on our website. One of the first things that is to do is start that conversation. The holidays, again, is a great time to do that. Form your team. Who all is involved in helping care for the individual, whether it be your parents or a grandparent. It's a great time to do that. Make a plan. What does that look like? Who's taking grandma to the doctor in the fall or in the spring? And who is doing some research? Who's helping with the finances? Who's going to put that plan together? And also, it's always good to not forget to find resources, right? Where can you find resources? AARP is a great resource where we connect you to other partners or other classes. We have a Mindful Mondays that we do, and that's a great way for a caregiver to take care of themselves. I think that's one of our last things to think about. Don't forget to take care of yourself as you're taking care of someone else.
It's such a good point, especially for if you're juggling parenting and caregiving and work and life and everything else. A lot of us, we prioritize everyone else before we prioritize ourselves. What are some of the biggest challenges caregivers face? Because it seems like, and when it comes to AARP, just closing that loop, we've heard of AARP. A lot of us don't quite understand what the organization does. But do you hear from people all the time that they didn't realize there's so many resources available?
Yeah, for sure. So we're a nonprofit that advocates for older adults, but that doesn't mean that when we only serve older adults. We have quite a few resources. Like I said, the Caregiving Guide is open to anyone. It's completely free. So those are great ways to get started on that caregiving journey, but that is one of the challenges. People don't know where to start. Where can you start? And with the guide, it's a good way to outline all those things that you might need to take care of.
And that is available on your website?
Yes, it's available on the website. You can, I believe there's a QR code that you can scan, and then, or you can order it over the phone as well, completely free.
Age sneaks up on us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all getting older. How does one know when maybe it's time to start having this conversation? I mean, how soon is too soon to plan?
I don't think it's ever too soon. My parents are in their early 50s, but we're already starting to have those conversations. Anything can happen. I've had friends who, unfortunately, their parents passed unexpectedly, and they didn't have any of this information at hand, making any after things hard to plan. So having those conversations early, I don't think there's ever a really early time to have them. It's better to have them a little bit ahead of time.
It is interesting how as parents age, and whether you're an only child or you have siblings or other people who can share in the responsibilities, things that you mentioned, things like bill paying or ensuring that your loved one gets to a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
These are all things that many of us take for granted. If there's someone out there watching this right now and they're having that light bulb moment, realizing, oh my gosh, I need to be a little more proactive. What's your advice to them?
Yeah, I think starting those conversations with your family, that's key. And you know, I had one volunteer mention, he's like, okay, we're gonna get ready for a hurricane. So he got his mom to provide all that information that's in the guide. It asks for, you know, just basic information on her medication, things that she's taking. Use that opportunity to be able to start having that conversation with her and open it up.
An important conversation. So AARP.org/Houston. By the way, we are out of time. We got to leave it there. Jennifer Wandrey, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having us.
And hopefully there are resources out there too. Sometimes parents, they don't want help. It's like, no, I can do it on my own. But no, Mom, I'm going to drag you to the doctor. I'm going to get you there. Jennifer, thank you so much. Reminder to our viewers, if you'd like to learn more about the services they provide, you can visit their website, aarp.org/Houston, or you can scan the QR code that is right there on your screen. You can also call this number, 888-687-2277. All right.